Hello, dear friends, and beloved greetings from the Andalusian mountains. Today, I want to talk about humanity, who we truly are, what is our true nature. Human, light. Light man, being of light. That is who we are. We are not a virus excreting, filthy, dirty biohazard that has to be locked down and sterilized and controlled at all times, at all costs. This is the narrative, this spell that is being cast to create this self-hatred, this crisis of our identity. To believe that just a mere fact of us walking outside and breathing can cause somebody else to die. There has never been a proof of a viral pathogenic contagion. It has not been proven. It is still just a theory. It is a story. What is a fact is that we are being poisoned. Our bodies are under attack 24/7 with the food we eat, with the air we breathe, with the water we drink, with the non-native EMF radiation that's present in all cities. This is a fact. We are being poisoned. That is a fact. We are also being poisoned spiritually with toxic things that we consume in the form of movies, music, series, news, constant reel of violence, fraud, theft, rape, mayhem. This is all that we are being fed all the time. Is anything sacred anymore? This is not who we are. If you go into nature, if you go for a walk amongst the trees and put away the news, you will very soon begin to remember who you truly are. This is what we need to focus on now. Because these powers that shouldn't be, these unlawful, illusory authorities, can only have their power because we give it to them. We buy into their stories, their deceptions. That is how every single war has been started. That we are first ushered into their chessboard. And some of us are being assigned the white square and some the black square. And we're being told that we have to choose a side that is always against somebody else. When in fact, all of us share the same enemy. All of us humans are facing that same oppressive force. It is embodied and ethereal. It is in human and non-human form. It is structurally present in the social and political dimension as the state, as false religions, as these institutions that claim to have the power over us and to rule us through coercion and violence. And it is present in the mind through false theories and toxic belief systems. This is what we're up against. We're not up against each other. We are all sisters and brothers of the same human family. So what we have to understand is that we don't have to be a part of their games any longer. Enough is enough. For eons we have been suffering. There's been war after war, threat after threat. And it doesn't have to be like that. We don't have to give in to their trauma-based mind control, their dark spell work, their witchcraft that they are casting through the channels, through the media, these visions of despair and hatred, is all we're ever fed. But I tell you something, we can stop feeding this monstrosity, because we can't fight it. The very problem of why this cycle of violence has perpetuated through eons is because we have believed in war. War can only create more war. This entity, this egregore of hostility and enslavement feeds off of hatred. It only gets stronger. It's like the seven-headed monster. You cut one head off and another one will grow. And as long as we react from hatred and terror and despair, it only gains strength, as that is its food. That is the vibrational frequency that it feeds on. So what is the solution? What is the remedy? That we stop feeding the beast. And it will starve and it will end up consuming itself because it has no longer our energy to feed on. It will wither away. It will dissolve. And all of its illusory powers will vanish. And it will be the end of war. As long as we stop engaging in the war and step into our sovereign power as light beings with creator consciousness. We all have that spark of Christ at the center of our spirit. Can we remember that? Can we remember that we are infinitely more powerful than they would have us believe? And that it's only true love, through conscious response, that we can see ourselves out of this crisis? When does the fear end and the life begin? When do we come to remember again the gift of this beautiful life, the miracle of our existence, the miracle of our immune systems, the regenerative ability of our bodies? We are alive. We are not a dead tabletop that has to be sterilized. Our bodies communicate with our environment through our mouths and our noses, through our skins. The solution is not to sterilize us, but to enrich us through nourishing foods, through alkaline diet, through detoxifying our toxic terrain, which is the core problem in all of this. So what do we need now? We need to expose their deceptions, their lies, because they are only driving us further into a war that we do not want. We need to stop feeding them and start strengthening the power of love on this earth through unity, through understanding that we all share the common humanity, that we are all sisters and brothers, and that we are part of this nature. We are part of this magnificent, glorious place. All we need to do is just tune in to what is present here, and we remember that all of that war is artificial. It is not an inherent part of our nature. So let's strengthen everything that brings us joy, that brings us faith. And from that place, let us fuel our right action. Let us sing. Let us come together with the common goal of total liberation. It is time to step away from their chessboard. Stop being a willing pawn in their games, in their psyops, and dark occultist rituals that are forcing us to be masked. We can do it if we just remember who we are. These songs of freedom, is all I ever had. Redemption songs.